Hi Explorers, I'm Amanda Blown from Roseborough Travel, and this is Let's Talk Travel. So we're really excited to bring to you a luxury cruise line today. I've got two great gentlemen from Silversea Cruises here to talk to you today. So hi John, hi Oscar, welcome.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yes, yes. So the first thing I think a lot of our explorers would love to hear about is who is Silversea? What do you do?
We are an ultra-luxury cruise line. We have 9 ships total. We have 5 in the classic fleet and then 4 in the expedition fleet. I'm going to touch a little bit about classic and then I'm going to turn expedition over to Oscar. But 5 smaller ships ranging in size from 296 guests to 606 guests. And everything is all suites on Silversea. Everyone gets a suite, everyone gets a butler. We're all inclusive on board, Wi-Fi, gratuities, alcohol. But Silversea is all about the service as well. We're all about going above and beyond. It's about going into the bar on the 3rd night and the bartender already having your martini ready because he saw you from across the hall. But again, it's that kind of service. We are also the destination cruise line. We actually go to more destinations than anyone else in the world. 968 different destinations, everywhere from Antarctica to the Arctic, as local as round trip Fort Lauderdale. All 7 continents. We do not have cookie cutter itineraries. You can be on us for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, let's say in the Mediterranean, on 6 or 7 back-to-back cruises and not repeat a port of call. So that's what we do. We like to show you the world. And also because our ships are smaller, we're able to get you a lot closer to where you want to be. Like in Italy, for example, we'll go to Sorrento, which is absolutely beautiful. The biggest ships have to go into Naples. And have you ever been to both? Sorrento is where you want to be, and Naples is where those other ships take you. And it's a very big difference. But it's even some of the other places in the world, like in London on our smaller ships, we actually, when we say we're going to London, we go to London. We actually go under the Tower Bridge, and you dock right in front of the Tower Bridge.
Wow.
So that's amazing access. And it's one of those experiences that you'll never forget, because when you're sailing down the Thames, and the Londoners, who are very jaded people, they've seen a lot, and everyone actually stops and waves. It's one of those great experiences that we are able to offer on board. So, again, Silversea, we're all inclusive, all luxury, smaller ships all over the world.
I love that. I love that. So talking about all the destinations, you did highlight a few of the more exotic itineraries or more expedition style itineraries.
Yes.
I think that's your area of expertise, isn't it, Oscar?
Yes.
Perfect. Will you tell us a little bit about maybe expedition cruising?
Well, as John said, we go from Antarctica to the Arctic, stopping in Galapagos or Russia Far East. And with the 4 ships that we have, pretty much we cover the whole world. So every place where the water touches the land, we go. Exotic places as Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea, all the West New Guinea, or local or more close places like the west coast of the US, California, Baja California, and Galapagos, that it's only 4 hours from here. Or if you want to go and tick all the continents, then we also go to Antarctica and the Arctic. So pretty much, and it's what John said, we have also in expedition, we have butlers, everything's included, drinks, gratuities, and all the excursions are included as well. So it's a nice way of traveling. You want to be out there in the Arctic watching a whale breaching in front of you and sipping a glass of champagne and just having a bottle of champagne right in your suite without taking care of how much you're going to pay or how much you have to pay at the end of the voyage.
That is what I want to do.
That's what everybody wants.
That's what everybody wants to do. I'm going to give you a quick scenario of life on board Silversea. And this was on an expedition cruise. I got back to the suite one day, and there was we were in the Arctic now, absolutely beautiful. Now you're in one of the remote places of the planet. We're on a glacier cruise. It was absolutely beautiful. I kept back to the ship, and there's a note from the butler, and the butler said, "Sir, I know it was cold today, so I drew you a bath." Now, if you take a look at me, you can tell I am not a bathtub guy. I hadn't been in a bathtub in 25 years. So with that, I go into the bathroom, and there's a note from there's the note from, again, a note from the butler saying, "Sir, I really hope you enjoy your bath." So anyway, it's a full bubble bath. And I have to say, that's when my New Yorker comes out of me. I'm like, what is he kidding me? This is not me. And I look on the other side of the tub, and there's a gin and tonic on the other side of the tub. The only way to that gin and tonic is into the tub. Well, after about 5 minutes of being in the tub, because I got in, I was like, not so bad. But that's what Silversea is all about, going above and beyond your expectations.
I love that. I love that. So you did the Arctic cruise.
Yes.
Tell us, what was your favorite experience besides the bath? What was your favorite experience on there?
You know, you got to see so much wildlife. Just to give you a quick start of the cruise, where you start in Longyearbyen, which is 3.5 hours straight north of Oslo. Very remote. It's one of the most remote towns on the planet. And one of the first things you see there across the harbor is the Doomsday Vault. I never even heard of the Doomsday Vault until I got on this cruise. And the Doomsday Vault, for those of you that don't know, it contains every seed known to mankind in case of global catastrophe. So the scientists of the world have deemed this probably the safest place on the planet. And it's extremely remote, but for this cruise, that was the most inhabited place we saw. That was the only inhabited place, and that was the start of the cruise. And it just got more spectacular as you got on. You'll see wildlife you would never expect. We were out one day, and the itineraries are very flexible. And when I say flexible, we were supposed to do a landing in the morning, and the captain came on and said that he spotted polar bears on the other side of the ice. So we went through the ice, and meanwhile it's an ice-rated hull, so the ship was able to go right through the ice. And there happened to be a dead whale on the other side of the ice. And we were sure the whale was probably about 150 years old in human terms. It was an extremely old whale. And there was 3 polar bears eating from this whale. And we stood there, and we watched this, and we were maybe 50 feet away, and it was unbelievable. And finally, one of the polar bears got up. He must have been eating all day long, because he finally got up and his stomach was like practically hitting the ground. And he started walking away, and after about 10 feet he turned around, and you could see what was going through his mind. Should I take another bite or shouldn't I? And then he turned back and he couldn't do it. He, again, another 10 feet and looked back at the whale. But it was those kind of, like, I'll never forget the look on that polar bear's face. It was spectacular.
I love it. I love it. So last question, I'm going to ask you, Oscar. John mentioned a little bit about doing the landings. And I know that you've been on enough expeditions and run them before. Will you tell us what a landing is and what could you do?
Landing, well, we go to these places, and because the size of our ship, between 100 and 250 guests, we have the landing rights of all of the places in Antarctica and the Arctic. So what we do, we use the power boats or the Zodiacs, the little dinghies, to take out all the guests out of the ship, and then we have certain places we can land. That means in our Zodiac we go to a beach. Usually it's a beach because it's totally in a place that nobody else lives. So we land into the beach with the Zodiac, and then we disembark and we can walk around. For us, that's a landing. So that's a landing site, or how we do the landings. We also offer in Antarctica and the Arctic some Zodiac cruising, so the guests, they don't have to get out of the Zodiac. We just go, for example, if we see a polar bear in an ice cap that is floating, we will go very close to them, but we won't be able to get out of the Zodiacs for security reasons, or whales or something. Also, we have kayaks, so if you want to do something extreme and wild, you can do some kayaking. You can brag with your friends that you were doing some kayaking in Antarctica or the Arctic. And if you are very, very extreme, we also have the polar plunge. That means you can jump into the water, and you will have a certificate saying that you went into a deep jumping into the water in Antarctica or the Arctic as well. So
I'm ready!
Some things I have to admit I did not do, and that was one of them. I'm like, I don't think so.
I'll go. So I would love to know how many of you explorers would be interested in doing that, and I want video, please. So John, anything else that our explorers should know about Silversea?
Well, we do have some great specials, especially for this summer. Europe, we're offering free air or business class at $5.99 each way.
Wow.
It's unbelievable, because generally business class to Europe is $4,000 to $5,000, and on Silversea you can do it at $5.99 each way.
Nice. So that's wonderful. So you've got the great deals and promotions. Our team here at Roseborough Travel will be happy to help you get you on your next Silversea cruise. And thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we look forward to talking to you soon.